guys? Welcome back to the Mike Check Podcast. This is T Word, the People's Champ. Thanks for tapping in. Today, we're just going to talk about some general sports topics real quick. Won't be a long video. I just want to propose something to the audience out there and see if you guys have some feedback on this particular thing. But before we get into the topic, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We appreciate the feedback. We're on the road to 500, and we thank you so much for your support. Please continue to like and share. All right, so this is a topic that it really ain't got nothing to do with nothing, but it has a lot to do with everything that goes on with sports media. And when I say sports media, I'm talking about anybody that gets on any size platform, any type of platform, and talks about athletes and the things surrounding those athletes. So there's a big difference between the definition of journalism, let's say 20 years ago, and journalism now. The advent of the internet has created these non-traditional journalists, myself included, who have their own platform and don't require the big machine to get their content out. You could literally create an account and upload a YouTube video within an hour and you'll be good to go. You could even go live within 24 hours. So you don't really need any permission. You don't need to cover any bases. You don't need to check any boxes. Just sign up and then agree to some terms and then you're good to go. So that means that there's often situations where content makes it out into the stratosphere, into the world, that may not necessarily reflect journalistic integrity. And to me, that's an important factor. Something that you'll understand about me is my background is basically sports, and in sports media, I've always realized that journalistic integrity was very important to me. What that means is there's certain things that I'm not going to report. Number one, I'm going to vet the information before I report it. And if you look around, you'll notice that my co-host Q, he's the exact same way. He's a real life journalist and he takes that very seriously. He vets his information, as do I, and we make sure that we don't report something erroneously. And if there is somehow we get some bad information that looks to check out and it turns out later it was inaccurate, we will come back and say that that information was wrong. We'll do a retraction as needed. But what sparked this particular thought in my head, so I could go ahead and wrap this up, is that there was a video circulating on Twitter of Adrien Broner doing an interview, and he's in really bad shape. And by bad shape, I don't mean physically like he's, beer gut and all that stuff. We know AB struggling with the shape, with the body, with his physique. I'm talking about he appears to be under some type of influence, whether it's alcohol or some type of drug, but he's slurring his words. He can't remember what he's trying to say. And it's a bad look for AB, right? Now, the first thing I want to say is from a personal accountability standpoint, he took whatever put him in that shape, right? I do agree that he holds accountability for his actions. However, there's some other parties involved that I think didn't reflect the integrity necessary to consider themselves journalists. The people that published it, they basically put it out there and they took it down. But the people that were with him, I just wonder, why would they put this content? Why would they allow this content to be put out and just, show this terrible viewing of a person who, it's easy to root for AB because he's like a bad guy that you like, you know what I mean? But to put this out, what was the purpose? What was the reason to put this out in the air for people to sit there and dissect and pick apart and basically ridicule and make fun of AB, which from what I've seen mostly online is that everybody's like, yo, this is a bad look. Y'all probably shouldn't have put this shit out. Me personally, I believe that that's journalistic integrity on Front Street. There's a lack thereof. And then there's also people that are reporting that have reported without showing the video, as I am right now. There's no need for me to show you the clip. If you're interested, go look it up and see if it's still up somewhere. But I want to report on the situation that I think he really needs some help and he really needs some good people around him. What I won't do is put that video out. And I don't think that anybody else with a channel should be putting that video out, because it's just disrespectful to the fighter. And something else I want people to keep in mind. This isn't why I do it, but I think that this is something to consider. When you put out content like that, you're going to find that it's hard to get people in those positions to come and talk to you if you have a platform that does interviews and guest appearances, because they're going to remember how you shamed another person. And if they're even remotely connected to that person, they're really going to hold it against you and may even tell other people not to deal with you. So I just think that journalistic integrity was lacking. I've seen some content creators that have actually shared it, and hopefully they're going to pull it off their platforms as well. Let's just stop sharing the BS and let's show some integrity and actually put out content that the people will like to hear, whether they want to debate it or not. But we don't have to put out these negative stories, mug shots, arrest records, things of that nature. We don't have to do that for these athletes. We can just talk about the situation and not share the BS. So that's me imploring the people out there to make content just like me. Let's hold up some integrity, guys, and keep that stuff under wraps and out of the public eye. But this has been T for the Mic Check Podcast. We'd love to get your thoughts. Until the next time, I'm out. Peace, y'all.